I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and welcome everyone.
Mr. Douglas.
Here.
Mr. Duquette.
Here.
Mr. Graham.
Here.
Mr. Randall.
Present, thank you.
Chuck, our dog control officer. Tyler, our deputy highway superintendent. Michael Farrell, our highway superintendent. Ms. Barber, our confidential secretary to the board. Helen Nurska, the historian, is excused. Kristen Marino is excused. Craig Bruno is excused. I do not know where Courtney is.
Yes. Yeah, missed the clock a little bit. Church was a little bit early with its bells. Okay, moving on into the agenda, we'll go to item 4. I'd ask for a motion approving the minutes for the regular meeting of November 10th and the special meeting held November 19th. You recall that special meeting was where we adopted the final budget for 2026.
I'll make that motion.
No?
Second that.
Eric? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion to accept the minutes of each meeting are hereby accepted and approved. Move on to item 5, which is community input. Does anyone wish to address the board tonight? No names?
No names.
Okay, we'll move on to item 6 then. This will go pretty quickly at that rate.
Except we don't talk as fast as that. We're doing the resolutions.
Okay, item 6 is a resolution with discussion. Involves the approval of filing of a TE-9A or speed reduction form for Fox Farm Road. Some of you, I believe, have heard that request previously. So the resolution we have, I'll ask for a motion first to put it on the table.
Make it.
Jim?
I'll second that.
Eric? Authorizing the town clerk to file appropriate paperwork with the county highway superintendent to lower the speed limit on certain roads within the town of Peru. Whereas town board has been informed by the highway superintendent that residents along Rockwell Road have expressed a concern that the present speed limit of 55 miles per hour on Fox Farm Road between Rockwell Road and State Route 22B in the town of Peru is too high. Whereas it is the opinion of the town highway superintendent and the town board, based on complaints and requests for a lower speed limit by residents along that road, that the speed limit should be lowered, and both are requesting that it be changed. And whereas the town highway superintendent has informed the board that there is a process by which the state of New York will consider lowering the speed limit on this road, that the first step in this process is for the town clerk to file certain forms with the Clinton County Highway Superintendent. Be it resolved, therefore, that the town clerk hereby complete and file with the Clinton County Highway Superintendent a Form TE-9A in connection with reduced speed limit for the following roads. And that road is identified as Fox Farm Road between Rockwell Road and State Route 22. Before we do the roll call, Mike, was there anything that you needed to add to that?
No, that should be, did you say 22 or 22B?
22B.
Okay, yeah. And that all ties in with the three-way stop now at Blake Road and Fox Farm Road.
Okay. On the basis of that,
Which
ask for
Mr.
a roll
Henry-
call vote.
Yeah, which definitely helps the stop sign issue too.
Yeah.
Mr. Bruno is excused. Mr. Douglas, please.
Yes.
Mr. Duquette.
Yes.
Mr. Irwin.
Yes.
And Mr. Randall, please.
Yes. Item 7 involves a resolution that previously it came before this board at our last regular meeting, and has since been brought to our attention that we needed to amend it. I'd ask for a motion to place that on the table.
I'll make that motion.
No?
second it.
Second is Eric.
A resolution to amend the request of Peru Town Board approval for the application for funding from the Justice Court Assistance Program JCAP grant for the 2025-2026 grant by the Peru Town Court. Whereas in light of the recent defendant's outbursts in local court proceedings, the Peru Town Court and the Peru Town Board find it necessary to purchase and install additional security items for the safety of all who are in the Peru Town Court. Whereas the Town Board has before it an amended resolution for that the Peru Town Court is requesting authorization from the Peru Town to apply for funding from the Justice Court Assistance Program, JCAP, during the upcoming grant cycle. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of the Town of Peru authorizes the Peru Town Court to apply for the JCAP grant in the 2025-2026 grant cycle up to the revised amount of $8,000, and be it resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Pam, would you like to describe, I believe that what this involves is there's some additional equipment that the OCA can make available to the court, but the grant program didn't recognize it when we submitted it.
Scott thought that OCA was going to give them equipment to do Zoom arraignments, but they ended up sending, when we sent this in, they sent back that we need to revise it to include the $3,000 for all the equipment that would be used for the Zoom arraignments, so we had to revise it. And that's on top of the
Original 5,000.
the original 5.
Which is for actually security equipment that will monitor people coming in and out with stuff they shouldn't be coming in and out with. It's a roll call vote.
Mr. Bruno is excused. Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Duquette?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
And Mr. Randall.
Yes, thank you. Item 8 is a resolution providing compensation to a resident who suffered damages due to a backed up sewer manhole. It's a resolution, so I'd ask for a motion placing this on the table.
Make it.
Jim?
I'll second.
No seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. A resolution accepting the responsibility for the damages to a residence caused by a sewer manhole being plugged and backing up. Whereas the town board has received notice from a resident, Mary Beatrice, that on September 4, 2025, that she called PM Leary LLC because they were having a backup into their basement shower. Upon trying to reach the town via phone and was unable to do so, he called the personal phone of the water sewer superintendent and apprised him of the manhole situation. Whereas, although Mr. Tetro knew of the situation, he was unsure specifically which house was involved, and he did confirm, in fact, that there was indeed a situation that involved, I'm paraphrasing now, a manhole that plugged. Now therefore, be it resolved that the town of Peru accepts the receipts of repairs from Mary Beatrice from PM Leary LLC and Golden's Carpet Cleaning in the amount of $406.20 to be reimbursed to Mary Beatrice. Be it resolved that this resolution shall take place immediately. Courtney, is there anything you need to add to that? Other than the fact that it did in fact happen? It's a roll call vote, so we'll call that.
Mr. Bruno is excused. Mr. Duquette, please.
Yes.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
And Mr. Randall?
Yes.
Thank you.
The next issue involves compensation. As you all know, sadly enough, Mr. Kirby passed away, and in picking up the work in his absence in the cases, we had the choice of looking outside for an outside justice, but Justice Thurber stepped up and agreed to cover until the end of the year, at least, the case study that would be we would be concerned with. in connection with that, there's a proposal here for this compensation. I'd ask for a motion to put this resolution on the table.
I'll make that.
Eric,
I'll second it.
seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, sorry, yeah, but I guess it's my turn. A resolution to approve the request of the Peru Town Court Justice to compensate Town Justice Scott Thurber for covering all court dates until a new judge can be sworn in at the Peru Town Court. Whereas in light of the recent passing of Judge Kirby, the Office of Court Administration, the Peru Town Court and Peru Town Board find it necessary to either hire a current justice from another town or compensate Town Justice Scott Thurber from the Peru Town Court. Whereas Town Justice Scott Thurber has agreed to cover both justices' court dates until a new justice and be sworn in. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of the Town of Peru agrees that the additional coverage will be paid out in the amount equal to what the former Town Justice was being compensated. And be it resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
I know Sarah's working hard, helping out too right now, wherever she can, so,
Yes.
plus doing her schooling, so.
Manhole gonna go down.
They're getting all the free furniture, Eric.
Pardon?
They're getting all
All
the free furniture.
yeah.
All the free furniture, and Scott's refinishing it. It looks, have you seen the table?
Yeah, it turned out beautiful.
Yeah,
So
it
they're
came out
working hard.
really nice.
They're working extremely hard.
Yep.
Okay, if there's no further discussion amongst the board members, council, I'd ask for a roll call vote on this.
Mr. Bruno is excused. Mr. Douglas, please.
Yes.
Mr. Duquette.
Yes.
And Mr. Irwin.
Yes.
And Mr. Randall.
Yes, thank you. The next two items are actually a reflection of actions that were taken by this board back on May 29th of 2025 with respect to, was it 24?
Yeah, it's fine.
I stand corrected. You're
Yeah,
correct.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do
Okay.
that, but I
No,
just.
it's fine. Clarifying a point that was in question on funding and project documentation that relates to pending upgrades on the the water plant, treatment plant. And it involves a $9.4 million estimated cost project. We haven't started that yet, but we're operating under consent orders as we are with the sewer plant, so it will get started sooner or later once we have a final plan for what's going to be done there. But in the process, we need to just clarify some documentation, so I'm going to ask for two resolutions tonight. The first one is a 202B order for the Peru Water Treatment Facilities upgrade. And basically what this document will do is it stipulates that it's in the public interest and public benefit for this project to be undertaken. It again is a resolution, so I'd ask for a motion to put it on the table.
Make it.
Jim?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. With your permission, ma'am, I'll read this one a little bit.
Are you gonna
I'm
just?
going to read the highlights on it.
Okay.
The documentation's available for anybody that would like
cheers.
to burn the midnight candle, going through all the boilerplate that's in here. It's a resolution in order after public hearing, which was held May 29, 2024, authorizing an increase and improvement of facilities of the Town of Peru water treatment plant and distribution system under Town Law, Section 202B. It goes on for several paragraphs and whereases, all of which basically state the plan. Department Linguitas is the engineering firm that was selected. The conservation law and the seeker statements have been made as agreed, proposed. Public hearing has been held, and the town has become aware of grant and funding opportunities for this project, which at the very least look like they would provide about 50% of the project cost in the form of grants. The rest of it would be interest or no interest borrowing. And the second phase of it goes on to now, therefore, upon the evidence given at the public hearing described herein, it is hereby resolved this 24th day of November 2025 by the Town Board of the Town of Peru, Clinton County, New York, as follows. And it goes on for 9 or 10 points, all of which I'd be happy to read if anybody wants to hear them. I gather not. But it effectively, in the end, authorizes the project and authorizes the supervisor to take whatever actions are necessary. This, again, is part of what was attempted in May 29th of 2024, but did not come through the way that the financing and funding people wanted to see it. So with that said, I would ask for a roll call approving this particular resolution.
Mr. Bruno is excused. Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Duquette?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
And Mr. Randall?
Yes. And the next one is another piece of the same project. It's actually the bond resolution, which has to follow those particular document, that particular document that we have just clarified for the record. And item 11 on the agenda involves a bond resolution for the Peru water treatment facilities upgrade. And again, it's more given in the sense of clarification. Would ask for a motion placing this resolution on the table.
I'll make that.
Eric, and a second, please.
I'll second it.
Now, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Once again, I'll read the highlights. Bond resolution of the Town of Peru, Clinton County, New York, adopted on the 24th day of November 2025, amending and restating a bond resolution dated May 29, 2024, authorizing the construction of improvements to the town's drinking water facilities at an estimated maximum cost of $9.4 million, appropriating said amount therefore and authorizing the issuance of up to 9.4 million bond anticipation notes and serial bonds of the town to pay for the cost of the project. And there it goes on for several whereases that describe the project. And then it continues, now therefore, be it resolved this 24th day of November 2025 by the Town Board of the Town of Peru, Clinton County, New York, as follows. And this requires a 2/3 vote. And the follows is the construction, the plan for financing, full faith and credit of the town is pledged, and all the other obligations of such funding are met. Finally, and ultimately authorizing the town supervisor to execute agreements and instruments in order to effect the financing or refinancing of the purpose described herein. Again, it's a lengthy document. Anybody that would like to read it is more than happy to have you do so. Just buy 2 candles in case one burns out. Any further questions? I should add that at the present time, I believe there's financing, Courtney, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we had half of that amount pledged in terms of grant.
We got a WIA grant to cover 50%. We qualified for the bill money, which is another 50, but nobody's said how that's going to pan out with 2 50% grants, and then hardship funding. We also received the eligibility for hardship funding.
So all of this is a preamble to getting the financing and funding lined up and in place so that when this project does become a reality in whatever form it finally takes, that we will be prepared for it. I can see a smile on Pam's face already. So this is a roll call vote.
Mr. Bruno is excused. Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Duquette?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
Mr. Randall?
Yes, thank you. So with that said, that corrects the documentation and clarifies our actions of May 29, 2024. Item number 12 on the agenda is a resolution with a proposal for the hiring of a security firm to provide regular ongoing security in the courtroom in the form of an officer who will be armed starting with December 2025. If you'd like to read that resolution.
A resolution to approve the request of the Peru Town Court Justice to supply court security on the first and second Tuesdays of each month at the Peru Town Court. Whereas in light of the recent defendant's outbursts in local court proceedings, the Peru Town Court and the Peru Town Board find it necessary to hire a security company to provide security personnel for the safety of all who are in Peru Town Court. Whereas the Town Board has before it a letter of engagement from the firm of Brooks Investigation Group for providing armed security services for the Peru Town Court. These services are to include one armed security officer and one conspicuously marked security vehicle. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of the Town of Peru agrees that additional security is needed and is hiring Brooks Investigation Group at a rate of $75 per hour for the first and second Tuesday of each month from 2 p.m. until 6 p.m. And be it resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately. No. So we need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Jane,
Perfect.
Eric. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Mr. Bruno is there any discussion?
Attached to your resolution is a copy of the proposed engagement letter for Brooks Investigators Group. I believe that the gentleman who some of you saw here one evening a month or so ago will be the same gentleman that will be generally providing that service in the court. And I think we were more than pleased with his demeanor. Represented law enforcement well, but nevertheless maintained a comfortable atmosphere in doing so. It's a roll call vote.
Mr. Bruno is excused. Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Duquette?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
Mr. Randall, please.
Yes.
We should probably add, though, this is happening in all the courts, so.
That is correct. It's, the DA is looking for this support in all the courts. I believe there were 3 town courts in the county before us
Yep.
that had already provided this type of security. But situations seem to suggest that all courts are going to have to do this to address an issue that our present structure of the court didn't address. Some of the funding that you heard us talking about in the earlier resolution for equipment for the court involves a magnetometer which will be placed in the entryway of the courtroom. So it's a fairly simple piece of equipment that, together with a security person being there, should go a long way toward. It won't deal with the cases where an individual gets out of hand emotionally, but it will deal with the other very real security risks that apparently can come up. Item 12 is a project status report for the ongoing, I'm sorry, did I miss something?
No, 13, it's not 12, it's 13.
That's what happens when you look through the line on bifocals. You see
Yeah,
a number above and a number
exactly.
below.
They word off, I know all about that.
Thank you. Item 13 deals with the Telegraph Road project over the Dry Mill Brook and the replacement of an underground culvert there. Just in the way of updating, the issues that were impediments to putting the project out to bid have largely been cleared. They're now projecting that the project will be advertised and put out for bid in the coming weeks of December or possibly January. So, a big thank you to those of you who worked very, very hard to settle the final details. The devil's always in the details on these projects, but this one was a little bit more challenging, and we had to deal with landowners who had particular concerns of their own that they wanted addressed. And they have ultimately found a way to address them. Any other thoughts on that, Mike?
No, they sent the final paperwork, and it was 262 pages, spent a couple of days going through it. Of course, it was 8 by 10, it's not a full set of blueprint drawings. And, I signed off on it, Mr. Randall signed off on it. Like you said, hopefully in December it goes to bid, and then once that does, I'll bring that file in here and show you what that nightmare that has been to get permits, get approved.
We wait with bated breath. In any event, there's no action required on that at this point, but it is moving forward, and I think the people who have been concerned will be, I hope, relieved somewhat to know that sometime in the coming months,
Yeah, December is all.
we'll,
What are your thoughts on construction, Mike?
What's that?
What are your thoughts on construction? Do it before spring or wait till after spring runoff?
I just assume they'd go at it, to be honest with you. The road's gold, so they could rip it out, but I'm, depending on who gets it and where they have the structure be, that's gonna take several, 2-3 months, I would think. But the good part of it going to bid in December, construction season is not in full boom, so getting that, whoever gets it, gets that to whoever does it can for Jefferson Concrete, to get that built, because that thing's huge. It's 20, like I said before, it's 24 foot inside. So, they're big pieces, so quite a bit of work to build that.
okay, thank you, Mike. Okay, we're now down to item 14 and other business that members of the council might wish to bring up. I do have one item, but I defer first to my fellow council members. Jim?
I'm fine.
Eric?
Just gotta say that avoid to Steve helping us out in the codes office. So he's filling quite a void for us right now that we're in need of.
It certainly seems that the code office is continuing to meet the demand of the public, and that is, of course, the objective we had here. In the meantime, I think just as an update to that, we are continuing to advertise the position. And likewise, I think we've also added a position for a code office secretary, which will become necessary after the first of the year. No?
What's that?
Okay. I have one item. The other evening when when you all approved the final budget for the year for the year 2026, the council members provided a change at the last minute, which was to forgive what turned out to be roughly $2,178 that would have been allocated to compensation increases at the rate of 3% for the upcoming year. There's a number of things we could do with it. I worked it a little bit to see how much difference it would make in the tax rate. The amount is not material in terms of its ability to lower the tax rate. However, there was a couple of other points that I brought these to the attention of the board. One is that we had not acted upon a request of JCEO for an additional 4% of funding from their 2025 budget contract to 2026. At the same time, all the information that I've been getting and seeing is that the demand for those services and food pantries in general has substantially increased in the fall period. So one of the proposals I made to the board was that we could honor the 4% increase, thus helping keep the JCO people whole at a time when it's a program that benefits some of those families in our community that have greater needs perhaps than others. The other area, in looking at it, was that was about $1,345. The other area was the court security. When we budgeted it, it was presumed that we would use unarmed security. Putting an unarmed security officer in that setting is like sending a carpenter to work without his hammer. So the requirement was upgraded to armed security, and that puts some additional funding in. We're skinny on our budgeting there, and what I'm proposing to you gentlemen tonight to conclude your generous offer the other night is that we add $1,344.92 to the JCEO request, thus keeping that whole, and also $833.08 to the court line that's marked as designated as for court security. At the same time, it occurs to me that JCEO, we fund them under contract each year for the services they provide our community. And I thought with your blessing, I would ask the head person at JCEO to address this board and just describe the program and how they're funded and try to get a bigger picture here of what is going on. I mean, we watch from our office on this side of the building on the days that they're in business. This parking lot over here is almost as full as it is on a Sunday morning for church, which it's rewarding to know that we have the ability to help those people that need help. At the same time, it's disturbing to think that we have all those people that need help. So there you are. It's a dilemma. Anything else from the council? If not, I'll move to our department heads.
So is that a decision? Or is there a motion for that, or is that?
I think we would like a motion. As a
Yeah,
follow-up to that.
I think you have to, because if it's money, if it involves money, you have to do a
That's
motion.
okay. I'll second it.
I'm sorry, who went first?
Mel.
Any further discussion on it? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Okay. Now we'll move on to other department heads. And tonight I'm going to ask the department heads to do us a favor, and this is more in deference to those of us that don't hear so well. If you would just stand up while you're speaking, your voice carries a little bit better. We'll start with Chaco over here.
I don't have anything to report.
Tyler? Your bright shirt tonight.
Yeah, right.
Caught me.
Just a little update, we did get the brine maker applicator up and running today. We're still fighting the hydraulic pressure, so we got Cami on. I'm waiting to hear back from them how we can lower that a little bit in the truck without disturbing the rest of the truck to cost money for other things to break. Just the pump they sent us, well, I don't know if Mike could explain the last meeting, but the QA broke in the pump just from sitting over the summer. I don't know what had happened. We took it apart. The nut was completely gone. So we're not sure if that all locked inside there, and over time weakened that QA, and it took everything out. So it was quite a chunk of change for the parts or a new pump. So we ended up going to the new pump because it was not very much difference in price. So hopefully that'll be on the road and we can start pre-treating very soon. We had an alternator, first snowstorm or snow event, an alternator. So that's a lot better than some of the things we've dealt with in the past. I'll take it. They had an alternator in stock. I know a lot of people think we send trucks off to get them fixed, but we got it fixed in-house and it was back up and running, ready to go. The old alternator, what it was, is a pin inside, because there's electrical connection on it, something we cannot repair. We brought it to Hanson's, he's gonna put a new back end on it. I bet you it's not even close to the cost of a new one. So we'll put that one on the shelf. That one part will fit 5 of our trucks once it's fixed. So we all know alternators go bad. Other than that, we're all suited up. Snow's coming down. We fixed the back of the 7 truck. As you know, in the past couple years, we have fought with that truck to get our numbers down. The back door was bent, you name it, the guys have tried to fix it. The other day I told Mike, I said, it's coming in the shop and I'm ripping it apart. We have $0 invested, took everything we had under the bench, rebuilt the door, we got down to 190 pounds per mile. In the past it was like 250, 300. One of the problems we ran into is if that truck gets any chunks in the chain, if for some reason stops the chain. So I told Mike, I said, we're gonna fix that problem too. Our friends at the town of Moores said, come up and look, we got some grates out back. They gave us a grate to go on top of that truck to sift the chunks out. So we went and picked that up today. We got some scrap metal in the shop, we're gonna fix that up. Needs a little bit of fixing, but for $0, we just fixed the truck that we've been fighting for about 3 years.
Congratulations.
Good
So,
job.
the guys they've been working hard. You know, the salt thing is we take a lot of pride in it, so we want all the trucks on the same level. That was our last real problem truck, so.
So
We're
we
getting
won't hear any more problems.
Well, yeah. Problems with getting salt numbers down, so that was, and I feel like we tested it quick, because we've been pretty busy. We got down to like 190, but I think we can get it even lower. We just need a little bit of free time to try to play with it a little bit.
Terrific. Well, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Kyle, I got a question for you or Mike. After a little incident the other day, is it even possible to substitute hydraulic oil with vegetable oil?
You know, plow truck?
Yeah, for the spinners. That's why I'm asking. It sounds outlandish, but.
I don't know how that would work with warranties of the parts and the trucks, yeah.
And there's a whole viscosity issue there
Yeah.
too. So somebody I need to answer that question. So. You know what I'm talking about.
I know where you're going.
Mike, do you want to follow up on that?
What's that?
You're up.
Okay. We will, Mr. Randall gets up halfway early tomorrow and signs the check. We will pick up the truck that was ordered 2 years ago at 1 o'clock tomorrow down the Charlie Boys. If anybody's been on Jenkins Street, I've been over there with 2 guys. Fence is all gone, been to the scrapyard. We turned the checks into Judy. The blacktop, I finished pulling that today. I talked to Mr. Randall, I wish I had money left in the budget, but it's the end of the year. That pipe, now would be the time to change that pipe from Jenkins to the backyard of Miss Peters' old house. There's a homemade catch basin out there, and there's actually a catch basin out on Jenkins Street that is collapsing just from the weight of the trucks over it. So that part at least has got to be done next year. There's no house there, so now would be the time to do that pipe job, to be honest with you.
Where exactly is that pipe on the?
I got a comb sitting right on it. If you go over where the tennis courts were,
I looked at it
towards the backyard of the house, it's like a galvanized pipe that they ran pipes in, and that actually starts over the other side of Holden Avenue through yards.
Would that pipe in any way impede someone wanting to construct a building on that site?
What's that now?
Would that pipe in its present location impede anybody from putting a foundation in there?
No, but the problem is if you get a house and in there is, depending on what they have for, they put a shed or whatever, it could be sitting on top of it.
How much was the cost be, Mike? You think?
I don't know, I gotta investigate it. I'm gonna have some free time now, the blacktop's done, I got a little more dozer work over there. And then
It's looking good.
I wanna do just a little bit of topsoil to be the backside of Kathy Flynn's father's old house and the other house there, just make it look a little better. It's still on town property, but just look it up, because it, there was a lot of brush through there. And then some of the fencing, the brush was through, so if it was big, I could rip it apart and separate it, but the small stuff you can't. So we brought it up, it's in the burn pile. We'll burn the brush this winter, separate the metal again. You're not gonna get a lot for it. I think we got 100, maybe a couple $100 of metal come out of there. But it definitely made the lot look a lot better.
Leave the concrete on the posts.
Yeah, those are, we found somebody who wanted them, they had an 8-foot hole, so that's where those are all got.
Yeah.
That pipe, at some point, in that area, goes straight south to Sanborn Avenue somewhere, right?
That actually goes from Holden, crosses Jenkins, through the backyard, ties in, it's almost in Larry McSweeney's house basement, or wall. Crosses under 22B, crosses under Elm Street, and goes down Brent Baker's driveway between his house and garage, through the backyard to the little Salt Single River.
Keep in mind that this property is listed on the market for sale, and we were finding no interest whatsoever in it in the form that it was a week ago. So removing the fence and the tarmac was done in part to clean it up and make it look a little bit more appealing. We did have an offer that wouldn't comply with our residential zoning in that neighborhood, so that offer was not pursued. However, we're hopeful that it's almost a half an acre in size, it's a good sized lot. We're hopeful that with it cleaned up, that we can find a buyer that will put something on it that will start using the water and the sewer and helping us all pay our tax bills. It's very advantageous to the town to not be sitting on pieces of property that are not productive.
Yeah, and if you walk around over there, once I got the blacktop up and the concrete was sinking, you see where they brought a bunch of like cobble rocks in for fill. It's got to be going in second gear with the dozer, and you think it's just sand and gravel, and then once you hit rock where it was filled. Especially the left-hand corner in the back, looking at it, and actually the right front corner where you go in, where the people were going in and out. That's all rock in there, so that's why you would have wasted your money without digging it all out and redoing it from the bottom up. So,
Well,
other than that, I think that's pretty good. We're keeping the guys, like Tyler said, pretty busy running, so. Certainly, Kirby Riches is doing a good job. It's a lot better than I could, so.
Thank you, Mike.
Tennis court looks a lot better.
What's that?
The tennis court looks much better.
Yeah.
Courtney,
Not much wastewater plant. They started framing the garage up. They stripped the tent with the elevated slab and got all the shoring out. So their push now is to try to get roofs on the buildings. Try to start getting a little weather tight. And the basins, I don't know if you saw your email today, Craig, but DEC did sign off on the basins.
oh good.
So that's all closed out.
Moving along.
Yeah.
The objective here was to get the garage building up and enclosed so they can continue working throughout the winter.
Yeah, end of December is the goal to try to hit that. They have started framing walls already.
So far, Mother Nature has been cooperative.
Yeah, it's going good.
Okay. Pam, anything? Diane, anything?
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. If not, we'll move on to item 17 on the agenda. There's a resolution. We've just got some checks that have to be authorized for payment.
Resolution authorizing the, we need a
I'm
motion.
sorry, we need a motion first.
I'll make it.
Eric, in a second.
Second.
Jim, all in favor?
Resolution authorizing the post-audit payment of certain claims, bills, and invoices of the town, whereas the town board has reviewed and audited the following claims, bills, and invoices for services rendered and goods provided to the town in November 2025. From town approved vouchers for November 2025, 2025011646 through and including 2025011714, abstract dated 11/21/25. for the dollar amount totaling $1,756,866.64. Of that, $17,662.63 was wired, credit cards, and prepaid, and $1,739,204.01 remaining to be paid for November 2025. Whereas the town board finds said claims, bills, and invoices to be acceptable in form and reasonable in amount, now therefore be it resolved that payment of the aforementioned claims, bills, and invoices is approved, and the supervisor being hereby is authorized to make such payment, and be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Any discussion? If not, it's a roll call vote.
Mr. Bruno is excused. Mr. Douglas, please.
Yes.
Mr. Duquette, please.
Yes.
Mr. Irwin, please. And Mr. Randall.
Thank you,
Thank
yes. I do not have any thing on my agenda for executive session tonight. Does anyone else on the council have?
I'm good tonight.
Okay, in that case then we'll forego items 18 and 19, and I'll ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Make it.
Jim?
Second.
Now, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?